Boker Tov, good morning. Today is our next happy day. We just completed our next book, the Tractate Moed Katan Agiga. And I want to take this time to thank Rabbi Weisblum, who spent a lot of time in preparing this lesson and bringing it to us, and so that we are able to understand more about the halacha and the law that we need to fulfill. And also for Rabbi Weisblum coming early every morning here to teach this lesson. And I want to encourage everyone to come and join us. And those who can't come, you could get tuning into YouTube and able to see this lesson and follow it. The Tractate Moed Katan was very interesting to me because I wanted to know more about the festival, which is the festival of Pesach, Sukkot. Both begin with the holiday during which work is forbidden. The intermediate day of each festival are known as Kohe Moed. In Eretz Israel, only the first day of the festival and the last day, Kohe Moed, those consist of the second through the sixth day of Pesach, and the second through the seventh day of Sukkot. And Kohe Moed, we may water and irrigate field during Shemitah, either from a spring and that just began to flow a spring that have not just begun to flow. However, we may not irrigate the field, neither with rain, water nor with water from the cistern, nor may we dig a ditch around a great bank. We may not dig a new irrigation canal during Kohe Moed or during Shemitah. We also learned that we may dig a new irrigation canal during Shemitah and repair damaged one during Kohe Moed. We may repair damaged systems in the public domain and clean them up. We may repair roads, street, ritual bath, and provide a public need marked grave. And we even go out to inspect field for forbidden mixture of seed during Kohe Moed. My focus today was to cover some of the important part of Moed Katan. I want to thank each one of you all for being here today, joining us and celebrating this special time that we have just completed the book, the Tractate Moed Katan, Agiga. And I want to thank Rabbi Weisblum too for the time that he took to bring this lesson to us and for the hard work that he put in. Thank you.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'd like to also take this moment to thank Rabbi Weisblum for all the hard work he puts in preparing these lessons, and of course the times that he spends teaching us and so forth. As Gilbert mentioned, this tractate is called Moed Katan, which is, it's interesting, we often refer to those intermediate days that Gilbert mentioned as Chol Moed, which Chol being the mundane, the daily, and Moed being a special day, a type of holiday. So we always understood that it's a sort of a combination of both a regular day and a holiday. Of course, here they refer to it as Moed Katan, which means a holiday, but less of a holiday than a full holiday, a small holiday. I think one thing I learned from this tractate is that we really often, a vast majority of us, really don't understand what we are allowed to do on Chol Moed. Most of us just assume that it's more of a chol, a mundane day, and that we go to work, we just perform sort of normal daily activities, and wait for the last days of the festival to become a holiday again. That's not really the case. There are specific categories of labors that are allowed on Chol HaMoed. An example would be something that would cause a great loss if you were not to do it. In this example, a businessman perhaps who didn't attend a meeting where a deal may be closed that would end up ultimately costing him a large sum of money would be a reason that you would be able to do something like that. The other is for preparation of food for human consumption. Obviously, you're allowed to do what you need to in order to be able to prepare food and eat it during that time. A laborer who has nothing to eat and can't afford to buy any food during Chol HaMoed is entitled, a day laborer is entitled to go to work to earn money so that they can eat. Also, we're allowed to do things that are to prepare for the festival. As we say, it's the Chol HaMoed days are in between the two festival days, in the diaspora, the four festival days on Pesach. Anything that we have to do to prepare for the last days of the festival, we're allowed to do during Chol HaMoed, and anything that's required for communal needs. For example, if it's someone who has to work in order to make sure that the streets are maintained so that people have thoroughways and so forth, that kind of work is allowed to be done. The second part of the tractate goes into a discussion of the laws of mourning. And we learned about the various phases of mourning, from the 7 days, the Shiva period, the 30 days of Shloshim, and then the full year for the mourning of parents, and what obligations and so forth the mourners have, and people comforting the mourners have during those periods of time, which is where the tractate takes us to at the end. Again, I want to thank everyone who's participated, and of course Rabbi Weisblum, and I encourage anyone who can't make the classes at 6 in the morning to watch him on YouTube, on Rabbi Weisblum's channel. Thank you.
Hi, good morning everybody. I'd like to wish Yasher Koach to Rabbi Weisblum, David, to Gilbert, to Catherine, and to Eddie for coming tirelessly in the morning, and David for reporting every day, for reporting the Daf Yomi. I just want to give a very, very brief synopsis about what the tractate is about. Basically, it's describing the Moed Katan, which is a Chol HaMoed between the holidays Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot, what we do, the laws there. And I remember, it brings back a memory when I was in Israel. There was always a question. We were from America, and Israel, the people in Israel held 1 day, we held 2 days. So the conclusion was that Chol HaMoed was like a day and a half. We were sort of in between. We couldn't do malachos. It was a yontif. It was sort of a yontif and not a yontif. So it just brings back a lot of memories from yeshiva, studying in yeshiva. And the last section of the tractate, as David mentioned, covers the mourners, the blessings for the mourners, and it's such an enriched tractate. So, God willing, that we continue in the future to do and to learn many more Gemaros, and we all dance together at the Siyum Hashas in MetLife Stadium. Not this year with 90,000 people, but with 150,000 people.
Thank you so much. Let's just do the last part, the Siyum, and all are welcome to join us for the refreshment. It's a Sudat Mitzvah. So they said at the very end, אמר רבי בראשי אמר תלמידי חכמים מנוחה אפילו למבש, נאמר ילכו מחיל לחיל לראה אלוהים בציון. הדרן לך ואלו מגלחים וסליק על מסכת מועד קטן. הדרן לך מסכת מועד קטן והדרך לנו, הדרן לך מסכת מועד קטן ודעתך לנו, לשם מלך מסכת מועד קטן ולשם מינן לבעל מעדין ולבעל מדעתי. הדרן לך מסכת מועד קטן והדרך לנו, הדרן לך מסכת מועד קטן ודעתך לנו, לשם מלך מסכת מועד קטן ולשם מינן לבעל מעדין ולבעל מדעתי. הדרן לך מסכת מועד קטן והדרך לנו, הדרן לך מסכת מועד קטן ודעתן לך, לשם מלך מסכת מועד קטן ולשם מינן לבעל מעדין ולבעל מדעתי. Now we have the 10 sons of Bar Papa that created peace between the sages and brought it out of good. יהי רצון לפניך אדוני ולעבדים שתהיה תורתך ומתנו בעולם הזה ותהיה עמנו לעולם הבא. חיינו בר פאפא רבי בר פאפא נחמן בר פאפא אחי בר פאפא רבא מרי בר פאפא רפואן בר פאפא רבי בר פאפא סורחה בר פאפא עדה בר פאפא דרו בר פאפא. Now we ask God to help us to perpetuate Judaism and help the future generation to study Torah as well. הערב נא אדוני לבוא את חותך ביפינו ופינו לך בישראל, ואנחנו כולנו נתעשה עמך בישראל. כולנו דשמי חלום ותוכל לשמם ובית חכמם מצוות כולם מבינים וביטלים ומחול וחלמן ולבוש כולם שלא ישכח פיקודך כבם חייתני ברוך אתה אדוני למדני חוקיך אמן 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 סלע ועד. Join me. מודים אנחנו לפניך אדוני ובתום ששם בחלקנו בשווה בית המדרש ושם בחלקנו בשווה קרנות. We thank God for being part of the people who study not pay part or people who waste their life in vanity. שנו משקיעים ומשקיעים ומשקיעים בבואי תורה ומשקיעים בדברים ותלים. We wake up for the study of Torah and they wake up to watch the news. אנו עמלים והם עמלים, אנחנו מקבלים שכר ונעמלים ואינם מקבלים שכר. אנו רצים והם רצים ורצים בבחר למבט ורצים לבאר שחר. שנאמר ובתה לו עם תורתנו לבאר שחר ושל רבים נורמל וחצוי מהם ואנו נפתח בך. יהי רצון לפניך אדוני אלוהי כשם שזרענו לסיים מסכת מועד קטן כי זרעתנו ותארזנו להתחיל מסכת ופסוקים האחרים לסיימם. We ask God to revisit and study more Tractate Moed לומד לשמור וסוד לקיים to continue study and teach ואת כל דברי תלמודותיך בעבר וזכות כל התנאים והמוראים ותלמידי חכמים לעמוד לנו זרים שלמה של תורה מבין מביא זרים וזר זרי רגלם ותתקן לי בהתהלכך תנחיר אותך ושירדך לשמור עליך והתצא לה יצאך כי ויהיו ימיך ויוסיף לך חיים אורך עמי וימנע ושמור של הכבוד אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך תמו ושלום יתגדל
וימליכו שם יבלו ומלכותי יקרא ויצמח כנף לקרב וחיקה וחייכון וימליכון וחייכון וישראל יאש מהרה יפרח
ויחם לשולוים מלאכי השולוים מלאכי